All right, welcome everybody back to the channel Utata Entertainment. I'll be your host, Chancy Chege, and today I have a very, very special guest. Kindly introduce yourself.
Yeah, my name is Bobby Jr. I am a content creator slash filmmaker. Yeah, and I'm glad to be here.
Yeah, could you kind of like give us an intro? How you used to do it back in the day.
Hey. Those were old times. Hey, those were days when you were in high school, man.
You're not going to
Yeah.
give us an
Yeah,
East
but I've
Meets
known
West
you for,
intro.
for, for long.
Yeah, yeah.
I've known Chansey for when he was still in high school when we were doing this East Meets West thing. But it used to be, what's up, everybody? Welcome to another episode of East Meets West.
Yeah,
Man, you're going
yeah,
to start
yeah,
making me cry, man. I'm going to start getting emotional over here. I haven't done that in a whole 2 years.
2 years, man. But
Yeah.
let's talk about it. What was the idea behind it? The
So
name East Meets West.
it's East Meets West. So initially, East Meets West was just supposed to be me and your brother. And since your brother is from
You just
your
say it as
brother
it
is
is.
from West T,
Yeah, from a rich
from
background. Yeah.
and me I'm from Eastlands. I'm from the hood, so it was East meets
Meets-
West.
okay,
You get
okay.
So me from the hood meeting someone
From
you know,
a
from a
well of
linear, and
background,
you're
the
sitting down
different.
and you're trying to elevate, and which it shows that you're meeting. It's more of the hidden meaning of East meets West was actually elevation, because in Kenya, Eastlands is seen as a place of insufficiency, and Westlands is seen as a place of sufficiency. So it's East, your insufficiency, meeting West sufficiency. So you're elevating.
I really, yeah.
That's the hidden meaning behind the name. Kwanzaa, your brother is like one of my best friends. And yeah, definitely. During that time when I was going through a rough period, I think your brother was there for me the most. That's how we became friends. I never used to like him.
Yeah.
Never. Dom used to have this habit where he used to unbutton.
Back in it was
Back
crazy.
in the day, before, like now he's such this is not the Dom I know, but Dom used to unbutton, used to see his belly button.
Yeah.
And he was Dom was a confident guy. Like, I won't even lie to you. Part of who I am is because of him.
Yeah.
He used to be a very smooth guy, nice with the ladies. Like
ladies man.
He was a ladies man, a gentleman. By the part of the reason why I'm a gentleman is because of Dom.
Yeah.
Dom used to smell nice. Me, I'm from the, and then every time we used to chill, before we became friends, I remember when we were at the cafeteria and Dom would come, babes would be like, oh my God, Dominic, have you seen Dom? Dominic, one point, I would like to, your brother at one point, in Riara, he was like Love Island, hot new single. Introducing hot new single, Dominic Chege. Woo! Girls were going crazy over him. And then, he's driving, he always had perfume in his car. So that nigga used to smell good all the time. And then, we are from the hood. So, you Sasa. Who does this nigga think he is? But then, East Meets West, like now, formed a really bond. And we became family. We became friends who became family. He knows at the end of the day, at the end of the day, I have his back. He has my back. And with the rest of the gang, that's how we just came together. So initially it was just supposed to be me and Dom. And then I was like, nah, people would actually, let's open it up. Let's make it diverse.
And that's what I'm wondering. Like, what was the criteria for selecting guys?
Though I think one thing is I went around school asking people who they'd want to see on YouTube, just random. I'd find a bunch of 5 babes seated together, and I'd be like, "Who would you like to see?" They'd be like, "Oh, Dominic." I'm like, "So."
Did you have any bias for certain numbers? Like, for example, Sasha. You guys, you have a history, Sasha. Long history. You guys go back.
Normally,
back,
when
back,
you're
back,
even
back.
starting these things, you start with people closest to you.
Yeah.
I feel like, and that's natural. I feel like, in the group, me and Sasha go way back. We've known each other since 2009. So naturally, I definitely ask her if she's comfortable with it, because then me and her, it's only in the group, it was only me and her who had history. Like everyone else, it wasn't, and then Sasha was also to come as a guest for one episode. She wasn't to come
She wasn't
a
supposed to
full,
be a member.
yeah, a member.
Okay.
It was just
okay.
one episode, but then it ended up being like, okay, she brought that east because she's also from the east, so she brought that Eastlands vibe, and it just ended up happening and linking up. So that's how there wasn't any. I wouldn't feel like there was any bias because there's some people who I even called and they didn't come.
And then how was that by the way? Now everyone wants to join. Everyone wants
Everyone,
to be a
yeah, but now
guest
you see
now.
you can't because the
And
doors are locked. You
yeah.
see, you had the opportunity to, you had the chance to. I had people who turned me down in the beginning, but then for me, it wasn't a thing of. I was just like, okay, I'll work with who God wants me to work with at the end of the day, and that happened.
And man, like you guys have had, I think, like a 6 year
Yeah.
Miss West career.
Close to 7. Yeah.
7, yeah, 7, almost 6, 7.
Yeah.
What happened to certain guys like Stano, Jerusha, like Lolo, Jackie, Noni?
Hey,
What
you've
happened to
done
these
your
people?
research. Look how
What
you know
happened
their
to these
names.
people? But I used to watch it. I mean, my bro was on the show,
bros,
so
yeah,
like
so yeah.
I had to watch it.
I
What
feel
happened
like
to these guys? Be honest with us.
nothing, yeah, nothing quite really happened. You see, like for instance, like at a particular point, being in a group is hard. I won't lie to you and tell you being a group is easy. It's hard. Some people had internal issues.
Can you expound on that? Internal issues,
What
what do you mean by that? What do you mean? No,
Now,
we're just
internal issues where
curious.
people fell off. Like there was a bit of falling off.
In between the group, or
yeah.
so you guys fought?
Yeah, a lot.
Yeah,
A lot. These are people who, one, I told you, we weren't friends.
yeah.
So definitely there'll be a lot of friction before you actually gel and bond. Because I feel like everyone in the group is a really strong-minded person. Actually, I'd say Dom was the calmest person in the group. But everyone else there was also opinionated, and that's what made us good.
Who'd cut it? Who would axe it? Is it you? Are you that would be like, hey yo, you guy? Because that conversation needs to be had of, okay, I've seen XYZ. You haven't
Definitely
been
it's me 'cause
attending
I've
X
started the group.
shoots.
Yeah, definitely
So
it'll be me because I started the group, but I never had to. Like, it wasn't anything to do with it. It's just that, I feel like, honestly, we're trying to go to this direction, and you're missing shoots, you're doing this, or can take some time off. And then when you tell someone take some time off, some people took the time off and never came back.
which cut was the hardest to do? Which sit down was the hardest? Because you had to have done a lot of sit downs, Stano, Jerusha, whatever. So which one, if you had to point out to one, would be like, hey, you get this one was tough. This one I struggled to do.
I feel like Stano was tough. Stano was the toughest.
Because Stano, even I remember seeing the comments, people wanted Stano back.
Yeah, Stano was really needy because Stano was really into. Stano was a very vital member, and Stano's presence was felt. Like people, he had his own fan base.
Yeah,
and people really liked him. Like Stano would miss, and you'd go to the comment section and be like, "Yeah, he's not there anymore." So I feel like him, because he was my first. When I'm making friends during orientation, Stanley was the first person who was
your guy.
My guy. Yeah. And me and him till today, we are still boys.
And bro, how come you never put Amara K on, man? Would have loved to see her on, man. As a fan, you guess she was attractive.
I won't even lie to you.
She was attractive.
You've done your research.
Why wasn't she put on? I would have loved to see her.
Amara K came for. So Amara was there. Amara was supposed to be on his Midwest. Since we're talking, it's not my point. It's not my place to say, but at the time, it's the person she was dating.
Okay.
Who was not for it.
Okay.
So that's how she ended up missing being part of his Midwest.
Okay.
But Amara came for the first shoot. We never dropped it because maybe it had a lot of sound issues, but there was an episode where Amara sat down. Because Amara was brought by Laura. And Laura brought Jeru because Jeru wasn't in Riara.
And let me ask, bro, you guys were like 15. And then you natural selection 7. What was the splits like, if you don't mind me asking? Like, how you guys? Was it everyone had an equal share?
Everyone had an equal share.
You didn't have lion share as a founder?
No. I feel like, and that's what made us strong as a group. If at any point you genuinely feel like in a group, regardless of who's doing the most work, regardless of that, one thing I noticed is I treated them like family. We broke bread evenly. So what used to happen is we would break the bread evenly, and then at times would be like, okay, because people would intentionally just miss shoots. Like we were young also, so there was an aspect of we're shooting on Saturday, Friday people are deja vu. Turning up. Saturday, you refuse to wake up. So there was just to have those measures of seriousness. At times, would be like, okay, so you missed how many shoots?
So then you deduct
Yeah, then you
X
deduct
amount.
from fairly, and the person
Yeah.
would be like, okay, that makes sense. But when it came to breaking the bread, it was done fairly.
Who's playing what role? Because you said you're telling me you're the editor, you're the creative director, I
Yeah.
guess. So like, what roles would these guys play? Would you
feel
just
like
give them a script and be like, okay, guys, this idea,
one
let's work
one
with
yeah,
this?
like we never used to even script our content. I feel like I just used to come up with points, and that's why I think one people really liked us because we were very authentic. It was never scripted. It was raw,
Yeah.
and we used to talk on things like we weren't saving face or saving an image. Like we were the voice of people, of young people at the time, and people who would totally relate with us. The older generation found us annoying.
Okay. And did you have favorite members? Like, guys who you liked more than others? Reason being is
Yeah.
well, I've watched almost all your videos,
Yeah.
and there's certain points you would cut off. You mentioned his name,
Ray.
Ray.
Yeah.
You cut off Ray quite a bit, and guys
Yeah.
picked up on that,
Yeah.
and they'd be like, "Hey, yo, kuni, Bobby, kuni manzi upendi Ray." Like, what was up about that?
No,
Like,
no. I won't even lie to you. Let
is
me
that
tell
you
you
didn't
something.
like Ray,
No, no,
or
no, 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 no.
or did you
Sometimes
have favorites? It's okay, I
it
mean,
wasn't
everyone
even
has
having
favorites.
favorites. At times,
Everyone likes someone more.
how am I going to put it? At times, it's such an interesting question. But at times, it's the thing where you don't want someone to trauma.
Okay.
You get?
Yeah.
So with Ray, at times, Ray would a bit to get over himself, and it's this one's, I don't want you to watch that episode and feel like, okay, like, okay,
Okay.
yeah, because also at times you have to understand we were grown to some extent, we also grown, so kidogo kidogo someone would sip a drink before coming for the shoot, or we are lit. Remember, we also had sponsorship from brands and alcoholic brands as well. So also with moderation, and also you don't want someone to get ahead of themselves and say something that they'll end up regretting, because there's a lot of stuff. You guys got to see the kidogo. Me, when I'm editing, I'm like, hey, this will bring trouble. Hey, scratch this. This one can't show. You can't air this and this. And that was my number one priority, to make sure I protect everyone in the group.
All right, bro. And let's talk about the money, man, because I'd like to believe you guys made a bit of money.
Yeah.
Right. It's quite some money. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but the first brand you guys worked with was Samsung.
Yeah.
It was, yeah.
Yeah.
So, like, what was the agreement, if you don't mind me asking? Like, I remember you guys got some phones.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, like, what was the agreement, man? Was
I
it
feel like,
only phones? Was there some money involved? What was up?
I know this is really the hot seat. Yeah, this is really the hot seat. So when Samsung came in, Samsung was like a dream come true. I won't even lie to you. At the time, we were all super hyped. And the contract that at first we got with Samsung was just for phones. There wasn't any cash included. And you see, honestly, I won't lie to you. I kinda, for me, I was so happy with just working with a brand that the money wasn't, like, it was just, this is Samsung. And that's also the time we had brought in management. And so we were being managed by my big sister, who was full time. She was managing us and Wahura. So when my sister saw the contract, she was like, nah, you just can't get phones alone. It's phones and payment. And that brought a really big rift between me and my sister, because we had an argument. I'm like, no, you're going to spoil this. Why are you trying to? This is the first brand we've worked with. Why are you trying to spoil this? But my sister is like, no, that's not business. And that's something, even now, when I go back in time, I wish I had her
You
because
guys
she was
are a raw
looking
deal.
out for the best interest for me and everyone else in East Midwest. But me at the time, I'm just being naive. 23-year-old Bobby. Man, you can't tell me anything, man.
Bro, say have a phone. What do you mean, bro?
Yeah,
Have a
man, I have
phone.
a phone. This is Samsung,
Samsung,
bro.
yeah.
Like how many people can say they've worked with Samsung?
Valid.
So yeah, that deal was Nini, but also with this Midwest, let me say, we didn't make money for like the first 4 years we were in the group. Because one, our accounts were, I'd say we hadn't quite gotten the right setup for our accounts.
What was the most profitable brand to work with?
Ooh, our first million was Coca-Cola.
Expected. Coca-Cola.
Our first,
yeah.
yeah, the first million we ever touched was Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
Second million was Gordon's. Gordon's was up there. With
Hey, but
our
you guys
second-
have made millions. I
Our
thought you guys have
second-
made maybe hundreds of thousands. How
Nah,
many
we
millions?
gusad Kamita. But now you see also,
Yeah.
we are a group.
Yeah, that was. I feel like that was the biggest issue. There are too many mouths to feed.
Yeah. So if you look at it, plus you add the videographer and stuff, you're 8 people.
In fact,
So
let me ask you, how many were you
million.
guys? Because like, okay, 7 on set.
And
BTS.
then one. And
It's just one. So you're 8.
We're 8. Because now you see me
And
double
BTS
as the
guy,
editor.
videographer also has an equal share.
Yeah.
Ish, man.
Because now we're not paying him at
Yeah, you guys
we're not
wouldn't
paying him at
actually
Salo after every shoot. So the only thing I could do for him was tell him, come in and I'll pay you
as a member. But let me ask you, hindsight now, that business-wise, like friendship-wise, it's good, but business-wise, I feel like maybe not so good.
Yeah, but then also look at it at this point where if you to do a shoot like that, it would cost you 10, 15. Because remember, I'm also a videographer. So 10, 15 in a month, I'd have to pay him 60,000.
Yeah.
That's on the Kidogo episodes. You need to shoot 2 episodes a week. That's 120K a month.
Okay, valid.
Yeah.
And
you're
it was
doing
120K and then 4 years you're not making money.
Yeah, exactly.
So,
4 years you're not making money. You see, so
it's tough.
you'd rather
I see.
be honest and give him a share like everyone else in the group.
Yeah.
And that makes it valid because now he's also a member. So everything we've done, he's also done. Big Square reached out and it was for a hangout. And the hangout was supposed to be twice a month. At the time, not this management, not this current management. I wouldn't want to talk bad about anyone, but we had a misunderstanding with the previous management because I also had, they changed managements. So we definitely had an issue because the first one, the contract was really bad. I feel like...
What made it bad?
The influencing scene in Kenya is, I'm glad to have seen it grow. And now that I personally work with big brands, I feel like I thank God for that because influencing even in clubs was bad back then. You'd be paid 5 Gs. Imagine, and I remember the contract at that time was 10.
5 Gs and you guys are 7. 8, sorry.
That time we were 12. And you're being paid 10K. That's parking fees. There's no parking fees. Don't have come with the cars.
You can't even buy it. So what you guys do? Just buy
and you're not
bottle.
even, you're only given 1 cocktail free. So remember even the food you're buying. And I remember that's the first ever argument I ever got into with a brand. Because I was just like, honestly, come on, man. You guys, and Kwanzaa that time, they want to pay you 10,000 for you to do it every Friday.
But then it would be so crazy, like Big Square.
So that's 2.5 per Friday. If we imagine that 10 people, so everyone is getting to 50. And you're pulling numbers. It's not you're not pulling numbers.
Because you guys were pulling numbers. That's what I'm saying. You guys were pulling numbers like Big Square.
You're pulling numbers, but
Big Square.
let me say it again. Yeah, but let me say it again. It wasn't this current management. It was the previous one.
Okay.
Other clubs were amazing. I won't even lie to you. Other clubs were just.
Can you shout them out? Like which ones?
Clubs I worked with
that were amazing.
That were amazing. Milan was dope. I worked with Gemini. Was really dope also.
And let's talk about the live show. You guys did the Xmas live show, man. That thing was kicking. I
That
actually
was,
attended that. That
man,
was
I
an
won't even
amazing
lie to you. I
experience.
feel like that was one of the most beautiful moments in my life. Like forever and ever and ever. It's always forever going to be thank you, God. Because it was doing the impossible. You know, that live show, Kwanzaa, we've already taken a break. We're not on people's screens. We don't have money to put into the
So
event.
how did you guys set up the whole thing?
No, we were confident on the ticket sales prices. We told all the vendors, everyone, guys who brought the lights, guys who brought the seats, we'll all pay them after the event. So we're just working with
Okay,
faith.
and let me ask you, what was the agreement with the venue, like winning post?
Venue was bring 1,000 people. We'll give you the venue for free. We won't charge you for the venue.
Oh, okay.
So
okay.
you won't get
So
venue
what was
fees.
what are your biggest costs going into this thing?
The stage, for instance, the sound, the lights, and everything would go, and the venue is 120, like 120K.
But why was winning post giving it to you for free? What was
Just
the
because
incentive?
we were bringing in people. Remember, they're also a business.
Oh, so they're
food and
selling
drinks is
drinks
theirs.
was them.
Yeah,
Oh,
food
okay,
and
okay,
drinks is
okay.
there.
That
You're
that
just
makes
making
sense.
money from ticket sales.
Okay.
Which, if you ask me next time, I wouldn't do.
That's an L. Okay, so
Yeah.
your only source of revenue is ticket
Ticket
sales.
sales.
But from the ticket sales, you need to pay the vendors, the guys who will do the stage, the guys who will do what.
Yeah.
Okay.
So now look at
And there's
it.
no
And
revenue
tickets-
sharing agreement with winning post.
No.
Okay.
And now, remember, ticket, you're selling it at 500 bob.
Yeah, because remember tickets were cheap.
Yeah, tickets were 500 bob because we wanted to maximize and make sure everyone feels comfortable and everyone could come. So now we've gone to the event. 300 dom has been told, if by Saturday you guys haven't reached 600,
Event
you'll
is
have
off.
you'll have to pay for the venue. You don't have money. But God is God. The live show was really, if you ask me, one of my greatest highlights on doing content creation. Live show is top there.
Up.
The stress, I wouldn't recommend for anyone. I never knew people who do events go through that much stress, but the whole experience and just seeing people there was awesome.
All right,
Really
man.
awesome.
And how much you guys make, man? When
From the
everything
live
is said
show?
and done, yeah.
Do the math, 500 times 1,000.
But like profit, like individually.
We broke even.
Valid, okay.
Yeah, we broke
Okay,
even. We
okay,
didn't need. You see, but we never had sponsors.
Yeah.
I'm telling you, we did this thing as us. And me, I'm okay with it. Because if we ended up breaking even and we never talk Aduko with Denny or anyone.
Yeah, man. Big up for that. And man, what were the stories saying, you guys? What was
It
your sample
was-
size? What was your mean?
It was crazy.
What are the stories saying, bro? I know you must have sampled a few.
Hey, I don't even lie
Did you
to
sample
you.
foreign? What did you sample? Did you say local?
I don't lie. Yo, me, I even had a babe flew out from another East African country to come and see me. It was
Maisha London.
Man, it was. Let me tell you something about fame. Yo, like, fame, I kid you not. Like, nah. I had babes put me as their wallpaper. You know, there's certain things you see, you're not even like, you're like me. My phone, my wallpaper isn't even me. How are you putting me as your wallpaper? And my wallpaper isn't even me, you know?
Yeah.
And it's good and it's bad because remember also as well, and that's something my mom used to tell me, the sad thing about being in the limelight is you don't know if people genuinely love you because of you or they only love you
Because you're famous.
because you're famous.
So you had some fun.
I had a lot of fun.
Yeah, you had fun.
Hey, ask
You
your
enjoyed
brother.
them.
We had a lot
You
of
guys,
fun.
you enjoyed them. Yeah. I mean,
But
I
now you
wouldn't.
see now, hey, here I am. Next year I'm clocking 30, bro.
Damn, nigga, you're old.
Yeah, man.
You're old.
Yeah,
bro.
so I have to.
Oh.
That's when you cheer the young ones.
Yeah, that's young ends, but we're happy to take over. You know, we're happy.
But you
to
see,
take
that's
over.
good thing. I'm turning 30 and I don't look.
Yeah, you actually don't look.
Everyone thinks I'm 25.
Yeah, I would
I
say
get
you're
that a lot.
25. Yeah.
I get that a lot. So
But-
for me, it's not a thing of, I'm not worried about that age thing.
Yeah.
I feel like I've had so much fun in the space and I don't have any regrets. Like, life has to move on.
All right, man. So yeah, what did you say? What happened to you, sister?
I feel like, first and foremost, there's a statement I had a long time ago by PLO Lumumba, and he once said, "A good performer knows when to leave the stage." And to be honest, if East Meets West is over, if
Are you saying it's over?
I'm not. I've said if.
If.
I feel like we've ended at the right time. If it is meant to be over. If not, we just. You see, the thing is, we are still friends, and that's what's important. Like we never ended it from a point of there's beef or there's anything. Life just happened.
Yeah.
Remember, we were in uni when we started doing this thing. We had so much free time. We had so much time to our hands where we could sit down and 1, 2, 3 things. But the age started catching up, and with age comes responsibilities. That free time is no longer free time.
Yeah.
Is there a possibility of it coming back here?
But what are the possibilities? Like, how possible? How probable is it that you guys come back?
There is a probability, a high probability. But then also look at it. We've done everything. Tell me what we've not done.
All right.
We've done everything. And that's also one thing I'd really love our audience to understand. That we never, even if it's meant to be the end of East Meets West, I don't feel like there was anything that we did not do. Like we did everything. The live shows, the hangouts, the numbers, you get the
shories,
the shories, we've done everything.
Yeah.
You see, so at times it's actually good to let other people come in and be like, it's your time now. Because also look at it this way. Kenya, Africa as a whole, I don't feel like YouTube pays us enough as abroad. If we were in US, UK, East Meets West would have been alive and kicking, because then I don't feel like the rest of them would need the urgency of having a job. Because then their payment rate is higher than ours. So us will have to slave. And that's how you see most content creators end up doing a video a day. Then it doesn't become fun. It just becomes a thing of, you see, when we started, it was fun. That's why we did YouTube for 4 years without pay. But now when you have to now start slaving for it, where it's daily, at points where you're shooting 4 to 5 videos a day so that you can post a video a week, so that you can make enough money. And still, that enough money would be enough for 7 people.
Yeah, no, 8.
8 people, no, yeah. Sorry. 8 people, no, it won't still be enough. So you see, so then it becomes a thing of where you're not doing it because of the love, you're doing it to make ends meet. And once that enters, you'll reach a point where you'll burn out. For sure, you'll burn out.
Valid.
So that's why I'm at a point where I'm okay with that, and I'm okay with everyone. And I never, as a person who started it, I never felt bad when I saw Sasha get a 9 to 5 or Dom go handle business outside the country. I've always wanted, my joy is to see everyone succeed in the group, and there's no one who's depending on. It would hurt me to death to hear anyone mock anyone from East Meets West, and I wouldn't let anyone reach a point where people now on social media are like, oh, this guy used to be a YouTuber from East Meets West, sahi anateseka na not. If I'm alive and breathing, I wouldn't let that happen. I would definitely show up for them and make sure that they're good. So yeah, at the end of the day, we'll see what happens.
All right, man. Yeah. All right, man. Thank you so much for coming, man. And it was such a nice conversation.
Yeah.
But all right, guys, man, that's a wrap from us. I'd really like to give a big shout out to Bobby, for the founder of East Meets West, man. I'd like to give a big shout out to every member of East Meets West, man. It's really been I don't even know what to say. It's been a journey, watching it from the back and like seeing everything unfold right in front of me. So like really big up East Meets West. You guys really pioneered the space. You guys did things that at the time people thought was impossible. So it'll always be a big shout out to East Meets West. Big shout out to Bobby for coming onto the show, man. It's the 2nd episode, so we really appreciate you coming. We're trying to grow. So yeah, man. Thanks so much. And that's it from us, guys. Cheers.